Coming up on Mountain News this morning, more than 100 hot rods took to the streets to gather toys for children in need.
And visiting the dentist is not cheap, but it is important to your health. We look at one group who helped that financial burden this past weekend with free dental care.
Plus a quick pit stop as people drove into church Sunday morning to drop off boxes of food for families in need this holiday season.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning on this Monday, November the 25th. And while the three of us wish we were still in bed under our blankets, the mountains are draped in a blanket of fog this morning. So be careful as you head to work or head to school. Brandon, before I let you take it over, real quick note, Lawrence County schools are out of school all week.
Right. They had an incident involving a fire over that way, so they're out all week. Would have been out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday anyway. But Will, you were talking about the fog this morning, the blanket of fog. I wasn't sure when I first left the house if that was in my head or if it was outside, but I figured out it was outside. Let's take a look here on this Monday morning, and you're seeing lots of dense fog outside the WYMT studios. Now here, we can literally physically see this, but the sensor is not showing any fog. So again, valley fog, not higher elevation fog. Zero visibility right now in Harlan, less than 1 mile, less than half a mile in Middlesboro, Jacksboro, Jonesville, and 1 mile exactly in Wise. So be careful this morning. Upper 20s, Middlesboro, Jonesville, Monticello this morning. You get into the low to mid 30s for most of the rest of the region. So it's a cold start to the day out there. Temperatures 10 degrees, 5 to 10 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday morning for most locations. The only spot that's a little bit warmer is Prestonsburg. They are 1 degree warmer than they were this time yesterday. 12-hour planner for today. We will see those temperatures climb into the upper 50s later on this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Enjoy it. Some changes are coming. I'll talk more about those here in just a little bit. Will?
All righty, Brandon. Thank you, sir. Well, the holiday season is filled with giving. The one way we can be generous is through food drives. Well, yesterday in Lexington, Crossroads Church held their annual food drive.
And as Olivia Russell explains, donations gathered are helping many families across the state.
A quick pit stop as people drive into church on Sunday morning while volunteers unload the boxes of Thanksgiving food for families in need.
We provide them with a box and a shopping list, and so we just hand the boxes out the last couple of weeks, and people go to their different supermarkets and fill them up and bring them back and drop them off here.
It's something Crossroads Church has been doing for 24 years now. This year, they're collecting more than 100,000 boxes across all campuses in Cincinnati, Dayton, Northern Kentucky, and Central Kentucky.
One of the benefits of being a part of a larger church is that we get to make an impact, and so being able to serve that many meals to that many families is a great opportunity that we have.
The food drive shows just how giving this community is, as some donate food and others donate their time.
It's an opportunity to serve, give back.
Like Briggs Cochran and his grandson, Breck Tatum.
It's just
nice that the community's doing this.
Yeah, but this is the outpouring. There's just a ton of people. I mean, we're going to have cars lined out the parking lot, hopefully, of people dropping off food. So that's pretty incredible.
They say it's all about making sure everyone can celebrate Thanksgiving because they all have a place at his table.
So it's just very important to us that all our friends and neighbors and coworkers and family members have food on Thanksgiving.
In Lexington,
Happy Thanksgiving!
Olivia Russell, WKYT.
Now those boxes will go to different ministries across Kentucky and Ohio.
It may not be cheap, but it is important to your health. We are talking about visiting the dentist. You may not think of it, but there are a lot of people who can't afford to do so. So on Saturday, students from the University of Kentucky College of Dentistry offered free dental care to those in need.
Regardless if they can pay or not, they need to be healthy. It's kind of our duty to take care of them.
This event marked the school's first dental extension of the Day of Dignity in Lexington. Organizers say they hope to do this again next year.
And in Louisville, over 100 hot rods took to the streets to gather toys for children in need. It was all for the Cruising for a Claus Hot Rod Toy Run. A police escort and Santa led the cars through Iroquois Park onto Outer Loop and 3rd Street Road, all the way to Valley Station Road and Dixie Highway. Last year, over $4,000 were raised for children in need.
All these toys we raise, they go to the cancer, to kids with cancer there at Norton's. And we've all been touched with somehow by cancer, and just something I wanted to do and give back. And I seen the motorcycle guys do it in Toys for Tots, so we're doing it with hot rods.
Each one of the drivers brought a toy to donate to Norton Children's Hospital, and this was the second year for the Hot Rod Toy Run.
The Harlan Boys Choir was invited to sing at Governor-elect Andy Beshear's inauguration. The inauguration is December 10th in Frankfort. The assistant director of the choir says the boys will have 8 practices before the big day. The Harlan Boys Choir is also known for singing at President George H.W. Bush's presidential inauguration in 1989.
And just in time for Black Friday, many people came out yesterday for the grand opening of Marshall's in London. A ribbon cutting ceremony was also held for the store's official opening day. Kohl's and Five Below recently opened their doors in London as well.
Well, Green River National Wildlife Refuge was officially established in Henderson County Friday. This is 10 acres of federal land that community and state leaders say will provide all kinds of recreational opportunities. Senator Mitch McConnell was on hand for the celebration, saying he has been working to get this refuge established for almost 2 decades.
20 years ago we had none. We were the only state in the union with no federal wildlife refuges. We now have 2. And this is going to be a great place for fish and wildlife and hunters and anglers. Pretty exciting day for all of us.
It's up in my neck of the woods. The park is located near the Ohio River, just south of Evansville, Indiana.
Well, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has a rather unusual gift for those contributing to his re-election campaign. For a $25 donation, supporters get a roll of this Mitch McConnell Christmas wrapping paper. The holiday print includes a headshot of McConnell wearing a Santa hat. The paper comes from Team Mitch, the Kentucky Senators re-election committee.
They have been incredibly clever with a lot of the stuff that they're doing on that campaign trail. Well, the holidays are just around the corner, and many of you may be going out of town for Thanksgiving this week.
Shelby Lofton shares some tips on how to travel safely.
With more suitcase wheels on line, wheels going up in the sky can be delayed. Passengers should have a plan B ready to go.
We definitely pack lots of toys, coloring books, cards, cars, all kinds of stuff, little snacks here and there.
Before heading to the airport, download your airline's app to get notifications about flight times, gate changes, and more. Having an electronic boarding pass will mean having one less item to hold on to. And holiday travel means it's extra important to get to the airport early.
We've gotten there 2 and 3 hours early and still been like really super behind, and especially with the bigger airports. You have to get there extra early.
Before you head for the security line, make sure you check your bag for any foods that may or may not be allowed. TSA says if it spills, sprays, spreads, pumps, or pours, it's got to go into a checked bag. Planning to carve that turkey? Make sure your knives are checked too. Make the most of your time waiting in line by wearing shoes that are easy to slip on and off, paying attention to signs and TSA agents. To make life even easier, see if you're eligible to enroll for TSA PreCheck. Once you're boarded, bring wipes to keep the germs away on your vacation and something to keep yourself and your family busy.
It's a good thing I'm a college student because there's all the homework assignment that I left, so I catch up on those, and then just when I get bored, I just watch some shows.
You can download shows and movies on Netflix ahead of time to watch during your flight or waiting for a delayed plane. Because traveling this holiday season can be a whole lot of hurry up and wait. In Lexington, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Well, whoops, that's what Frontier is saying after an email was sent this past Thursday notifying passengers that their flights were canceled. And it could not have come at a worse time with the busy Thanksgiving travel week approaching. Travelers say they were sent an email saying there has been a change to your upcoming flight. The wording suggested a flight cancellation. The airline eventually sent a tweet apologizing, saying the incident was a technical problem and the email was sent in error. Frontier urged customers to check for confirmation of their flight online.
That'd be a nightmare indeed. Well, the average U.S. price of regular grade gasoline has dropped 3 cents per gallon over the last 2 weeks. The average price per gallon is $2.66. Industry analyst Trill B. Lundberg says retail gas prices may continue to drop a few more pennies in late November. This is because gasoline demand decreases when the work commute is interrupted by the holiday season and inclement weather. The highest average price in the nation for regular grade gasoline is $3.89 per gallon in San Francisco.
Weather in a word this morning, fog and dense fog at that. Let's take a look at our visibility numbers across the region, and you're seeing zero visibility in Harlan, low visibility in Wise, Middlesboro, Jonesville, and Jacksboro, and it's foggy out there across a big chunk of the region. Remember, as I always say, these sensors are at the airports, sometimes which are higher up on the mountains. This is valley fog this morning. Temperatures in the upper 20s and low to mid 30s, so cold as you head out the door. 31 here in Hazard, Harlan as well, 28, pair of those in Middlesboro and Jonesville, 36 in Prestonsburg, probably the warmest spot in the region, 35 in Jackson, and 34 in Pikeville and Logan this morning. Headlines for today: we are going to see sunny skies for today. Rain chances though return quickly, and your holiday forecast is coming up here in just a little bit. I'll detail all that out for you here in a few minutes. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning.
More news is on the way.
Thanksgiving is coming up, and we took a look at the science behind why you choose to keep eating certain foods each year.
And for one day, some traffic stops had less to do with tickets and more to do with turkeys. We'll have the latest details on that in just a few.